Hello, and thank you for joining me, as once again, I'm lucky enough to show you some new Star Wars Unlimited cards, this time from the Twilight of the Republic. This set is all about the prequel era, be it the prequel movies, the Clone Wars TV shows, basically when we still knew Anakin as Anakin, before he turned to the dark side. But for those of you more interested in the card game, if you're an aggression player or just like aggro, then I've got two cards that you may want to keep an eye out, be it for limited or playing around with the new mechanics introduced in this set. The first card I have to show you is none other than Anakins Interceptor. This is a space unit for 2 that is a 2/3 body initially. However, if you ever get 15 or more damage on your base, that's when things start to really heat up. Yeah, I was going to try and use the meme, but unfortunately, the card designers beat me to it. Anyways, when you meet that threshold, this ship then gets an additional 2 attack, meaning that instead of being a 2/3 body for 2, it now becomes a 4/3, making it an extremely efficient card. This is great because in the early game, you still get a nice sized ship, but in the late game, this could help you push you over the edge in order to deal that final damage you need. And also synergy-wise, I noticed this works pretty well with the Sabine Wren leader, who does damage to both yours and your opponent's base. That turns out to be a boon for you, as if you keep using her power, then it's a lot easier for you to start dropping this very large ship. Honestly, the only thing holding it back is the fact that it's a unique ship, though I'm gonna guess that this during playtesting might have had a form that wasn't unique, and it turns out being able to drop a bunch of 4/3 ships in the end game becomes less fun and a bit more oppressive. Our next card is a ground unit and is a soldier of the 501st. The 501st was a battalion that Anakin tended to lead and did join up later once he became Vader and took on the name of Vader's Fist. I just realized a bit of a trend of the 2 cards that Fantasy Flight gave me, and I'm wondering if they're trying to foreshadow something about my future. Anyways, this is a 1/3 body that only costs 1, but it also comes with Raid 1. Meaning that even though it is a cheap unit to hit the ground, it's still going to pack a punch when it swings for damage. This seems pretty simple on itself, but remember, it is a clone trooper, so any kind of synergies with that are going to be quite helpful. And this new set has the coordinate keyword. This 1-drop is going to work very nicely with that keyword, as it's easy to hit the field and still will have some decent stats. So I believe neither of these cards are going to be the linchpin or the bomb to any constructed deck, but I can still see them being useful and probably pretty strong when it comes to the more limited environment. They are, after all, still cheap bodies that can still hit pretty hard. And when it comes to constructed, I imagine these work pretty well with the new coordination keyword, as they're, once again, easy way to get small bodies on the board, but they don't feel like you're sacrificing power for them. And I did notice that both of them can survive the previous Han Solo leader's ability, which allows you to play units for cheaper, but they take some damage. So if you're looking to use that leader for your coordination deck, those 2 cards should still be able to work quite well. But you can let me know your thoughts on these cards. Are these ones you're thinking to add to any of your pre-constructed decks? Are these things you're going to look out in sealed or drafting? I'd love to hear everything you have to say about this in the comments down below. But for now, thank you so much for joining me and letting me show off these cards to you, and I'll see you next time.